that the water represented no problem to this island. On several occasions I've invited them to talk to us about what's in the truck. I've been told that they're working with the government to try and solve the situation. Well, if solving the situation is pumping out 15 tons of shit every day while we're doing it, I don't think they're really helping us. This really is a very serious problem. This water has just come directly from the Free Wings. In the 4 months since we posted the first film, we've given them every opportunity to talk to us, to explain why they're doing this. On several occasions they gave us verbal explanations via a third party that this was not dangerous, this was all fairly clear water. Well, I think you can see from the film that we just showed you, this is anything but clear water. The odour indication is definitely that it's either sewerage or part sewerage. I would say at a guess it's part fresh, part sweet water, part salt water. The driver told me there that they come around about once every hour. I can tell you from my own little investigation that actually they come 4 times every hour. As you can see from the wildlife, it's all slowly taking its effect, and it's a big problem. It's a big problem that I don't understand why our government have not addressed this. You know, we have our own problems on the island. We have our own situations where we have to get rid of and deal with our own waste water. To add to the problem like this, as far as I'm concerned, is absolute madness, and it's not in the best interest of the people of Bonaire. Unfortunately, that's not the only trench in this area that has this peculiar colour and peculiar odour. You can see very clearly along the bank all the trees are dying. This also suggests that there's a strong indication this is not organic. Possibly chemical waste. Whatever it is, it's certainly not good for us, and we have still not addressed this situation properly. We really need to do this, and you just can't stress the importance enough.
You've probably all heard of Dianetics, right? He started with it in 1950. And my husband and his parents were in 1950, so they have some great stories of the old days. And it was a lot different then, it really was. And they would have these little groups, and they'd do auditing, and Hubbard believed there was the reactive mind and the analytical mind. Well, the analytical mind is just like a computer. It's computing, it's recording data, it's like a data bank, right? And the reactive mind is filled, Hubbard said, with moments, mental image pictures of moments of pain and unconsciousness. Now, we all have those, right? Is there anybody here who can say you don't have a moment of pain and unconsciousness? One way or the other. Or loss, sadness, right? Excuse me. So he said, if you went into session, you could not only erase these incidents, you could get clear. And clear, he said back then in 1950, you would have a perfect IQ. You would have a perfect memory. You would have no pain, and you'd be able to, you know what I mean? And as I say it, I see you shaking your head, and I mean, I know. I have to tell you all this. The conversation we're having here today, I probably never had with, I mean, I've told this about Dianetics, but I'm going to tell you a lot of things I never talked to anyone in Scientology about, because you can't. So you have to understand, you get in, and there's no one there to discuss things with. If you disagree, you have to go to cramming and get corrected, and they have to fix you. You must have misunderstood words, like Tom Cruise with the study tech. It's because you don't understand certain words. That's why. Or your ethics are out, or you're connected to someone who's antagonistic to Scientology or something. You know, they have some reason for any reason why you're not getting it. But anyway, Dianetics is the reactive mind, the analytical mind. He said you could erase the reactive mind, and then you're clear. Okay? And what happened in truth, now I didn't know this till I got out, but in truth, the very first clear, he had an event at the Shrine Auditorium, and he had the lady, you know this story, and he asked her, I think, what color was her tie the day before? What color was his tie the day before, right? And she couldn't remember. And that was the beginning of, they can't make it clear. They can't. They can't say they can't, and Hubbard was into money. And Hubbard said, if you want to make money, start a religion.
I've studied a lot of data about Dianetics and Scientology, even before this point. And I just felt my entire training universe go poof. and it all became aligned.
They're everything. And the entire bridge wraps around these basics. This is Dynetics and Scientology.
We've all heard about hidden treasures before. We've all dreamed about going on adventures and finding these hidden treasures. This is the hidden treasure.
I had like a little inkling of what it was all about, but I really, after reading the books, realized that I actually had no idea.
Before I thought, well, I know, because I've been in Scientology for a long time. Oh yeah, I know. No, I really had no clue.
I didn't even know that there was something there that I didn't know. And now I can see it. It's like, wow, this is it.
This is it. I mean, I'm talking for every single individual datum of Scientology, every basic fundamental, I have like a full library, you know, full of knowledge.
You have like a knowledge, you have like an encyclopedic concept of Dynetics and Scientology.
And it's not even that I know it, I am it. Now, the whole thing is crystal clear in one picture.
After I finish each book, I'm like floating. It's just like, whoa, what happened here? It flows and you go through it, and it's like a hot knife going through butter.
It's like a lightsaber through butter. It's just like, ching.
I'm not a fast reader at all, but reading these books, I was a fast reader.
Dianetics took me like 20 hours.
I did Science of Survival in less than 3 days.
Advanced Procedures and Axioms took me less than 5 hours.
History of Men, it took me 4 hours.
I read through Scientology 880 in about 2.5 hours.
Scientology 88008 altogether, 4.5 hours.
You read the books and you have these lectures that you listen to, and your reality gets completely blown out.
When I listen to the lectures with the books, it's like my duplication was like increased like 1,000,000 times.
They come to life like somebody just turned the lights on.
Every time you listen to a new lecture, it's like a new light bulb goes on. Pretty soon you're like in a huge stadium with like, you know, with light.
When I was studying the Philadelphia doctor course, I was so blown out of my head, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is it.
It just flows, and I felt like I was completely duplicating him, and then I was completely there with him like the whole time.
After studying these lectures, my understanding of Dianetics and Scientology is vastly, uniformly, 150 quantum volts of theta energy greater than it's ever been.
It's the difference between ground level and top of the Empire State Building.
You're going on Ron's journey. You're following Ron through his footsteps, and he's telling you his discoveries.
You're going up a mountain to the peak, and you're cutting through the trail. And you're with LRH cutting through the trail all the way up.
And his adventure became my adventure.
The calm is so real. Even sometimes he says, I'm talking to you, and you're like, oh, yes, you're talking to me.
And he'd be talking at it and be like, oh, that's what's going to be next. And that would be the next sentence. And I'd be like, how did I know that? And I knew it because of what I've studied.
Pues de repente abrí el libro y estaba en un perfecto español.
Als ich das auf Deutsch studiert habe, war das dermaßen gut und so klar.
Les traductions sont tellement super que j'ai vraiment enfin la technologie en entier.
Теперь я могу читать это по-русски, потому что я знаю это то, что сказал Лерхан.
Io mi sento sussurgente, mi sento che posso duplicare le rage e i fondamenti di Scientology e di Dianetics per la prima volta. È incredibile.
I had to keep myself from jumping out of the chair and running outside and grabbing every single person I could see and saying, you've got to read this book. You've got to read this book.
Every time I finish a book, I'm like, how could it get better than this? How could it get better than this? And it just keeps getting better.
It just keeps going. It's like one right after another. Boom, 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 boom.
There's no bugs. You just fly through them.
Absolutely no bugs at all.
No bugs at all. I got through like that.
I understand the data so well.
I got it.
I have this for eternity.
At one point, I'm sitting there reading, and I realized, oh my God, I'm reading this book outside my body.
I was exterior most of the time.
I've gone exterior on this, on these lectures.
It's like, bang, you're out. You're out, and you know you're out, and you ain't going anywhere.